And I finally researched a lot about it, and it's
Amazing.
very interesting.
Oh, it is amazing. Like Manuka honey, it is just amazing. Just people don't know what's Manuka honey. That's why they find it. Why is it so expensive? But it is amazing. Manuka honey, it is
just put it this way. Manuka honey is very rare. Just to give you a comparison, do you know how much honey production in a year in the whole world?
No.
1.9 million tons.
1.9 million pounds?
Tons.
Oh, tons. Oh, okay.
And how much is Manuka honey production in a whole year?
How much?
2,800 tons.
That's it?
That's it. So it's very
1.9, 2008?
1.9 mil?
Yeah, from total. Yes, total. That's it?
That's it.
Oh, I think that's a really good number. Yes.
And that's why the price is actually high as well. And there is a lot of video in YouTube as well. When I research about it, is because of the location of the tree as well. It has to be at the most of them is actually isolated in the hills or mountains area. Thus, the bees have to be dropped near the Manuka tree using helicopters.
Oh, you did a lot of research. I didn't go that far. I think this number
so
is
just the cost is driving up because as well because of the of the maintenance. Now and the funny thing this is what the funny thing that I found. The one Manuka tree actually originated from Australia.
Not New Zealand. I thought it was New Zealand.
Not New Zealand.
Originated from Australia. Oh.
So there are about 87 species, different species, and 84 of them is actually in Australia.
Also, majority numbers are in Australia.
Yes, and only one in New Zealand, and that's actually also coming from South Australia.
South Australia. Oh.
So at some point, that tree is actually coming from Australia, and interestingly, they just they just got the name first marketed as a Manuka honey.
Manuka honey.
So Manuka is actually a Maori word, so New Zealand word.
New Zealand word, yes.
Yeah, for the tea tree. Yeah, so that's kind of
very interesting information.
Really
I only know about the benefits. I only researched about that part, but I really didn't hear all this 1.9 million tons.
Yeah, so that's what really interests me as well, because a lot of people ask, a lot of the members in Indo asking, what's the difference between normal honey
and Manuka honey. Yes.
But this is what I found as well though, even if you buy cheap honey, right? Even if you buy cheap honey, there is what's so-called fake honey.
True. Yes. There's a lot in Korea.
Which is honey and then you mix it with
sugar. Yes.
Syrups, right? Which is what they call adulteration of the honey. Now, but what I really, when I do research more, even Manuka honey have a different level, as you know, right?
Yes.
But if you bought the lowest level of Manuka honey, which is the MGO5, MGO5 plus, 83 or UMF5 plus, that's technically just
ordinary honey.
Sweetener. No, that's just basically a table sweetener. But the one thing that I'm really interesting facts as well about Manuka honey, like all honey technically have the MGO. All honey have MGO, but this is
not only Manuka honey. So all the honeys out there does have
basically a lot of honey have MGO, but this is what's really killing the facts, right? All other honey out there, the ingredient, the MGO ingredients is usually only between 0 to 7 milligram per kilogram.
0 to 7 milligrams
with the MGO that we have, MGO 830, that's just meaning 830 milligram per kilogram. So all Manuka honey, if it's a pure Manuka honey, a good one, basically Manuka honey can goes up to more than 100 times than normal honey. And which is the MGO is the one that have the antibacterial effects, antiseptics, antioxidants and things like that. And yeah, I just yeah, and not sorry. I just love talking about the honey now.
I mean, did you recently attend any Manuka honey course? It's like
No,
information
I
we
just
didn't
do
know.
research, and basically what the
Oh, you're muted, Chris.
what the research is really profound in with Manuka honey is their antibacterial effects. Why they were surprised why the antibacterial effects is actually so strong in Manuka honey. And while in any honey, there are, you know, with a good quality honey, raw honey and things like that, the antibacterial effect is there, right? But the problem is when you produce honey and they process it through pasteurization, the antibacterial effect is actually degraded.
Oh.
Because of hydroxyl peroxide.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Walter can, you know, Walter research person. But hydroxyl peroxide, basically that's the antibacterial effects that has like basically like antiseptic. When you have a wound, you can just that's antiseptic, right? Now, the problem with hydroxyl peroxide, it's sensitive to heat, and when you pasteurize honey, most of the hydrogen peroxide is actually gone. And this is why, you know, when you pasteurize honey, a lot of them have lost the antibacterial effects, antibacterial activities. Now, what they found with Manuka honey, when they pasteurize it, the antibacterial activities are still strong.
This is an amazing information.
Yes, and it's because the MgO is actually resistant to heats, and MgO is resistant as well to saliva. So when you eat it, the antibacterial effects does not lose.
Still there. Yes.
Yes, still there when you eat it. And that's what really, for me, that's it. That's, you know, I'm sold. And to get the MgO, you know, authentication, it's really hard, because every batch that you have in your hands, there is a batch number, and that batch is actually tested to be approved sold as a AMHA authentic. And for AMHA authentic, there is a certain level of MgO that you need to actually pass, and DHA. Now the DHA is not the DHA in fish oil. That's a different DHA. This one is actually a concentration of MgO before it becomes MgO.
Oh,
so that's actually
we're
really
talking
amazing.
About it, omega-3. Okay, got it.
Yeah, no.
Oh, interesting. You know what?
Yeah, so that's why, you know, it's really
relevant between the MgO numbers, and it really explains why higher number it's good.
Yeah, so this is where a lot of what we have to be aware of, that we need to educate members. If they say MgO something, but then they don't have the authentication or certificate or any standards that being applied, technically any company can say that.
True.
And that's what really killing. That's why the UMF factors is actually applies in New Zealand, because they found in the past a lot of people just saying, oh, UMF this, you know, oh, Manuka honey, you know, blah blah blah. So they're trying to actually make sure that the product that they're selling, you know, they're out there in the market when they call Manuka honey, is really Manuka honey, you know, with the correct MgO activity and things like that. And thus, that's why the, you know, the authenticity certificate or label that we have in the Manuka honey product is really important.
Amazing information, something I didn't expect to hear from you tonight. Wow. Amazing.
Thank
Feels
you.
like I've been to the lecture by the professor.
Because it's a product, I love it. You know, you discuss a lot of products, and I know that you don't really touch Manuka honey, that, you know.
Because I don't have this much information.
Okay, yeah, I've been trying to actually do this, you know, for a long time.
You do. Thank you.
Sometime.
Take it in writing, so next class you can explain again.
Wow.
I think you should explain at least a 30-minute to Manuka honey. Educate us.
Yeah. Okay.
Amazing.
I don't mind. I don't
You
mind at all.
should.
A lot of the research that I've done, like like Manuka honey has been there is a medical studies already, journal
Yes.
in PubMed and everything. You can see Manuka honey studies with food ulcer for the diabetic people, and they have been compared with standard treatment and how the comparison, when they treat the wounds, it's actually faster healing than normal standard procedure, which is really amazing. But again, because Manuka honey still 80% is actually sugar, those with diabetics still have to be careful and control in drinking it. Although there is already hearsay, if I can say, hearsay research that it can help modulate people with diabetics. But with Manuka honey, I'm saying with Manuka honey, not honey. So, but that one is still not yet proven. But
we definitely need another lecture from you, Chris.
And it's been used as a face mask.
Yes, that one I saw it, and it's amazing.
And acne, right? You mentioned about acne. Yeah. Anyway, that's all I have to say.
No, that's a lot. That's a lot of information.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chris. So definitely, like we need you to share this information once again, because I'm thinking people were just listening casually and they didn't know that they need to make a note.
Yeah.
So Chris is from Australia or where?
Yes, I'm from Australia. So this is actually a GSGS in Australia, and the price is like to give you a comparison. The price that we have here is amazing. Like I can give you a comparison. I don't compare it. We're not comparing it with another MLM product or things like that. We're comparing it with the discount chemist. And with a very well-known brand. I don't know whether in Canada it's a well-known or not. Comvita UMF 20 Plus is actually sold at $160.
160 Australian dollars.
160, and they already said that actually a 50% discount.
Oh, that's a 50% discount. Okay.
And the same 250 grams.
Wow.
So all the one that have already UMF 15 above, they will only sell it in 250 grams bottle, most likely, because it's already too expensive.
Oh, so that's why 250 becoming a standard size for the money.
Standard size when it's actually more than 15 UMF 15 or MGO 550, I believe. Yeah. So so when you compare to all the other brands, even when you look at the cheaper brands with the same UMF, it's still selling at about $90 in Australia, $90 to about $100. So it's a no-brainer in Australia. That's why I'm very excited, especially, when the product is really this beautiful.
Amazing. Yes, now we have more information about Manuka honey.
Thank you.
This is such a valuable information because this is the information we won't be able to find in Atomy website.
Yes.
Oh my God. Chris, thank you. We're so excited.
Sorry? This one? I don't really mind. For me, if you like, I don't really mind sharing this, and then next time, we can just record it. And
yes,
for me, when I did the research, to be honest, I've done a research before as well, but then because one of the leaders in Indo asked me to actually do a live presentation with them, so I do a much deeper research, and that's where I really focus on why Manuka honey is really expensive, because that's the common question that people ask on my member. They don't really they don't question honey in per se, right? It's still honey, but they are questioning why the price is so different,
Sure.
right?
That's the one
Why is
question.
the MGO like MGO 830 becomes really important? And I do research on that one to actually educate members why is it different. Yes, it has so many much more nutrients other compared to other manuka honey, other honey out there, but still it's still honey, right? A lot of people saying it's still honey, but this is where uh, a lot of them didn't realize when you buy, let's say, Manuka honey UMF5, and then you thought it's Manuka honey, right? And then you apply it to a wound. Now the problem with that UMF, low UMF, the antibacterial effect is not as strong as the one that we have, the UMF 20 plus. That's why if you look at the MGO level, the one that in the product section in Atomy website, it says there, for the low MGO is just for general use. It's just technically just spreads, right? For your butter, for foods, for drinks, things like that, sweetener. But then when you go more into the MGO 550, it becomes more therapeutic effects, the therapeutic level. What they call is actually a medicinal foods. So that's, it more apply, that's why it's more applicable, more important, much more important for us to educate members. Yes, it's honey, but it's different. It's different because of this kind of information. And unfortunately, it is one of the thing is, like to give you another perspective, right? Manuka honey can only the Manuka honey can only be harvested between 2 weeks to 8 weeks in a year.
That's it?
Yep. And it's very prone to weather. So thus, if the weather is really bad, it can be no production at all for a beekeeper.
After hearing all this, no one will complain about the price.
Yeah, because
it's amazing price.
It is amazing price. Now I know. I think the reason that Atomy goes for Australia, because as I said before, most of the Manuka species are actually in Australia, and all of those Manuka tree, which is leptospermum species, all have the same MGO level. So all of them have the same MGO level, not but depends on the how pure when the honey is actually pollinated, the pollen, right? The tree. So this is where it becomes more, I think we can say, more stable production, but still it's only 84 species and it's only available in Australia and New Zealand. You can't find it any other places. And that's where the scarcity of this product is number one. And the one that's really driving is because of the difficulties in beekeeping for this type of product is really high. And the cost that it has to be tested every time, every batch, and the cost of productions, to farm is really what driving it really more expensive and more valuable in that sense.
But I think it's really worth the price after hearing all those explanations.
It is
really worth
trust me. When I compare it, I know that Manuka honey is expensive. I used to buy Manuka honey, the UMF 5 plus, right? And I thought that's enough.
And now,
but then when after I done my research, okay, no way, no way. If you want to buy Manuka honey, buy at least the 15 plus. But if you have Manuka honey and Atomy for 20 plus, why would you go lower? That's all.
This is amazing. Really, like I mentioned, like surprise gift. It's a gift. Amazing information. Thank you.
Thank you.
And like Walter mentioned, we need you to go over once again next time. I only make a note for the half of this. Yeah, share it to us so I can study again.
This is my
You're mute. Oh, Chris, you're muted.
Yeah, share it with me. I don't really mind, Walter. Share it with me. I don't really mind. So I can upload it.
Yeah, upload it and share it to us so I can study.
Yeah.
We already have Indonesian one.
Oh my God, this is good. Yes.
Yeah. If you have that, Manuka honey is considered as a liquid gold. So it's very, very, very good product.
Feels like I've been attended to a certain lecture.
Uh-huh.
Valuable lecture. Amazing. Chris, thank you.
I mean, like Ari, like, you know, the company already mentioning about all these different properties of Manuka honey, right? About the
Yes,
healing
they did.
effects for the health and things like that. But the problem is, you know, for me, the one thing that really killing is people asking, you know, why is it different? What's the difference?
Yes.
You know, I can buy any different honey. You know, what's
Why Manuka honey,
Manuka
right?
honey, your Manuka honey, you know, our Manuka honey with any other brands. And the problem that I found from my research, a lot of them, honey can be fake, and that's the problem, you know. And a lot of them have the issue of like any beekeeper, any honey production can always say, oh, this is Manuka honey, but then the ingredient inside, you never know. Like recently, even with like last year, Capilano in Australia have a very bad news because of this adulteration of honey.
Oh.
So people were considering that as really a bad one, because even with honey, and then you put syrup in there just to make it, you know, just to make the cost down, to drive the cost down, and which is really bad. So that's just to show you in honey, there are so many different, like there are so many negative things as well can happen. Like you never know, like when you buy, how do you know you buy good honey or not a good honey, a fake honey or raw honey, real honey? Because in honey there is no certification in not, you know, just normal honey.
That's
You
right.
just believe in the company who sells.
Only Atomy.
Only Atomy,
Right.
yes.
Right.
Certification
And
here.
yeah, and
Okay.
that's what the difference with Manuka honey, because with Manuka honey, if it's an authentic one, correct, to put that label, it means the product has been tested for every batch. It's like Hemohim. Hemohim has been tested for every batch. That's what that's what I found really interesting, right? Because to keep the quality the same and to make sure that what you have there, the quality didn't degrade. And yeah, that's what I've really found. I really appreciate that Atomy is actually doing that.
Now we have a full confidence to share Manuka honey to more people.
Yes, you should try to look at your, you know, like in your online shopping, any other online shopping, and compare it. Look for Manuka honey UMF 20 plus and compare the price online shopping. I dare and challenge everyone to see how much is the price. Like I found in Indo, UMF 20 plus, 1.7 million. That's comparable to $160 Australian.
Whoa.
And there are ranges between 1.2 to 1.7 or 1.8. But that's because a cheaper brand. Like you know, not well known. When it's well known, it's 1.8.
There is a crash in Amazon. There is MGO 850. There is no certification.
Sorry?
In Amazon, there is MGO 850, but no certification.
That we cannot trust.
$28.
But
How
just
much
look
is
at the price.
Yeah, $80.28.
$80.
Without certification.
Yeah.
And
So without
250 grams?
certification,
250
you know,
grams.
any company can put it in.
Could be
And
fake.
that's the problem.
Could be mixed with sugar.
Yes.
True.
You don't know the ingredient inside, and that's the problem with honey. And usually what happens is they just wants to drive the because when you put Manuka honey, it drives the price up when you sell it, and really bad in that sense as the practice for a lot of honey producer or seller, unfortunately, but it is what it is though.
Lucky to all the people who attended a meeting tonight. Oh my God, we are very fortunate to hear this valuable lecture from Chris. Thank you so much.
As my upline would say, the most important meetings is the one that you didn't attend.
I love that.
Hey, Chris, for me, it's better late than never. I was late.
Correct. Because you don't know, that meeting that you didn't attend, whether it can change your life or not.
True. Oh yes, I love embraces. Oh my God, I literally got a goosebumps. I didn't know that Chris will share that much information about Manuka honey, but wow.
I promise you that I will speak area, right?
Oh, definitely, yes.
So, I'm excited. This is one of the products that I'm really excited about.
And we also get excited by hearing from you. And it's really such a valuable information. Yeah. I'm sure it took a lot of time for you to research all that, but we as a listener...
It is. But I love it. I love it doing the research. Like, for example, Eri, I researched the Atomy pattern for the fame, the purification.
Yes.
Amazing. It's really amazing. Like, it's really is what they're saying, and it's just like, we usually take it as is what in the brochure, right? But no one really seldomly research the pattern, really, whether there is a pattern or not, and whether they've done the research about it or not. Man, it's really is. And it's really is, they actually do the purification level and show it, like in the picture. Yeah. I mean, like, yeah.
Happy customers?
Yes.
I'm waiting for Noni. Noni is actually from Java, Indonesia.
Oh, Noni.
Noni from Indonesia.
Yeah. We can buy it from Global.
At Gmail.
Gmail, yeah.
Yes.
Do you guys know that Noni, the material, the raw material of Noni juice is actually from Indo?
That's what I said, from Java.
Yes, Indonesia.
Yeah, from Java.
Yeah.
Because they produce the best Noni. The fruits.
I'm getting amazing feedback from the people who already tried Noni in Korea. They said it's good. It is good.
There is one more fruit in Indonesia, the red fruit. I don't think too many people know about it yet. It's good for cancer. It's only found in jungle in Papua, Irian.
It's a fruit?
Fruit, yeah.
Fruit.
It's called red fruit, but people in Indonesia, they know it already, so they harvest it before mature. It's very bad there.
Thanks to Atomy. We're gonna be healthy and we're gonna be enjoying the $50,000 with that everybody. Yes, and we can travel anywhere we want. So
yes,
probably next month let's go to Australia. Next month let's go to Indonesia.
Well, we go this one with Mike.
All by cruise, Eri.
Of course, that'll be amazing. Yes, let's go cruise together.
Cruise the whole around the world. It takes
let's put it on our live stereo. Thank you. I have one more thing to put on my life scenario bucket list. Okay, let's do this. Yay!
That's on my bucket list,
We're so excited just by talking about it.
Yes. Good. Enjoy it.
Oh, Chris, thank you so much once again. Something we
no
really,
worries. Pleasure.
Amazing information. Thank you. Okay.
Question, Chris. In the Manuka honey, I saw the sugar level is 23%. What is that?
In Manuka honey, if you look, the sugar level is about 80%. So from every 10 grams, the one in the box, if you look, every 10 grams, the sugar is actually 8.2. About 8.2 or something like that. Can someone confirm? Now, usually in honey, from my research, in all different honey, usually composition of sugar is actually much higher. But in Manuka honey, the ingredient of sugar is actually lower because of other nutrients is actually in there.
So they also have sugar inside.
Yes, of course. Because honey by natural is glucose.
Yeah.
It's sugar. It's sugar. So
Remove
it's,
it.
you can't have honey without sugar.
Okay.
Okay. So that's the thing.
You have the less sugar compared to any other honey.
Yeah, but it's actually a very it's not the a bad sugars in that sense, but of course now there are research why they said that Manuka honey is actually good for diabetic people, because the sugar is actually not the one that can actually triggers the glucose level.
Oh, okay.
Now, but that one is not yet proven. Okay, so that one is not yet proven. So all I'm saying here now, that's just a hearsay at the moment. So please still consider Manuka honey still as sugars, right? At the end of the day, it's still honey, and honey is sugars. Okay, so drink, if you have diabetic, it's actually good still to be consumed for diabetic people. Like I heard from one of the doctors in Indo, for type 2 diabetic, if it's not really bad, then you can still have up to 50 milligram of sugars or 50 grams of sugar a day. Now, our honey is only 8.2. That's the recommendation a day.
Yeah,
Okay.
I drink with red ginseng. So good.
Yeah. Now, that 10 grams, the one that they mentioned in the box, is actually in Australia, that's 2 teaspoons.
Oh,
so the recommendation is between 1 teaspoon to 2 teaspoons a day. So technically, if you just take 1 teaspoon, that's only 5 grams or 5 milliliters. Yeah. So only 5 grams. So that's only about 84 grams of sugars.
Sure.
So it's okay to take honey. I take honey myself as well in the past, so I don't really see an issue. Like normal honey, I don't really see an issue. Just don't say that Manuka honey can heal diabetic. That's all. That's misleading. That's overclaim. Sorry, I can talk forever with Manuka.
I think, yes, I think you can talk for more than 2 hours with the honey, and we're enjoying it. That's a fact. We're enjoying everything that you just shared. Great information.
Thank you. Okay.
구독, 좋아요 눌러주세요.